about them. It's about you.
Yeah.
You have to deal with it. How am I feeling? Every time I say that, how am I feeling? Okay, I'm not feeling so good. Let me deal with it. This is about me. This is not about them. This is about me, how I behave, and is that behavior that I am harboring inside affecting my other relationships and my other parts of my life? I guarantee you it is.
And I think at a point I came to accept it, but then I see it once I'm just aggravated or something, because it has to be mostly with my dad. Like, I have resentment, but I do respect him and everything, but at the same time, it comes out when I'm frustrated, it comes out.
Then you haven't accepted it. You've only tolerated it.
That's what I'm just kind of
There is a difference between tolerance and acceptance.
Yeah. It's just a situation that he did something and he still se pone sus manos. It's like, mira, you still want to
And who are you?
Yeah.
Who are you to judge?
Yeah, and I know the situation. I try to put on their shoes, and you know what? This happened. If I would have been there, nobody would understand me. So I try to be that too, and I get this. That's what brings me.
You've got work to do on yourself, baby girl.
Yeah.
It's not about them.
Yeah.
Trust
but
me.
I do put that behind me. It's not like a big thing in my life.
You're tolerating it. As
Yeah.
long as you're tolerating it, it will always brew up.
Yeah.
It will always brew up. It will always brew up. Okay. You've got acceptance is way over here to the right, and toleration is way over here. Just like somebody that says, oh, I accept gays as long as they don't come near me, and they're not in the same room as me, and they don't go in the same pool as me. That's not acceptance.
Yeah.
That's toleration. Be very careful, because the ego will try to blind you in knowing the truth. And remember, ego stands for edging God out. When you are an ego, God's nowhere around. Yes, ma'am.
Como le dijo a ella de you got some work to do. Bueno, pues a ella, ¿verdad? Uno que podría hacer en general, como
Lots of meditation, lots of seeing. Why am I feeling this way? What are my fears? Am I fearing? Maybe I'm afraid that I'm going to end up like that, and that really pisses me off. There's a lot of work to do. It's not just about, okay, I'm going to tolerate it. Mentally, you're going to tolerate it. Mentally, you say, I'm going to accept it. It's like we say, oh, I forgave them. But if I see her, I hope I never see her again. That's not forgiveness. That's not forgiveness. That's toleration. That's forgetfulness. Very different, yes.
¿Es tolerar o es realmente tener una mentalidad, una psicología de solución de un problema? Porque si tú nomás estás tolerando, estás dejando que crezca algo. Es más bien...
Sí, por eso estaba diciendo.
Enfocarse en si sabes que eso está mal, señalarlo directamente y si sabes que eso está mal.
¿Pero quién eres?
¿Quién eres tú?
Para poder ayudarle, si
No.
en caso hay un error.
No. Si tú sabes que lo que dicen eso, es lo que, si tú sabes que esa verdad va a lastimar a otra persona, entonces no estás actuando. La verdad que hablamos de allí es la verdad adentro de ti. ¿Quién crees que eres tú? ¿Dónde se murió Dios para que tú llegaras y dijeras, yo soy Dios, yo soy el que juzga, yo soy el que sabe la verdad?
No, pues llegar a esos puntos de...
Acuérdate que lo que dice Ahimsa es que tienes que actuar primeramente en consideración de otra persona. Si tú sabes que esa verdad va a dolerle, va a incomodarle o lo que sea, entonces no lo hablas, se lo dejas a Dios. Dios sabe y tú tienes que dejar que eso pase.
¿Por sí solo?
Por sí solo, sí.
Y que no te siga
No intervenir.
¿Mande?
Y que no te siga afectando en tu vida.
Sí, porque tú lo que tienes que trabajar es trabajar ese miedo, ese odio, esa ira, tú lo tienes que trabajar.
Pero si es más que un grado de violencia, es un grado de
No, si es un grado de violencia es otra cosa.
Sí, pero lo que me refiero sí es preferible. ¿Ah?
Es como tu vida saben que sabemos. I forgot to make that clear,
Mhm.
because, there was another family member that gossiped that they know we knew. So now they know, so it's even more awkward, and we live like that. And
You have to
that-
find the truth
so I
inside
can't,
yourself.
So I can't be direct and, hey, you know what?
Why
I can
not?
talk to you guys.
Why not?
No, I'm asking you, like, is that the right thing to
Well,
do?
I don't know, you have to find the truth. I don't know, because I'm, I don't wanna guide you to say you gotta do this, you've got to find the truth inside you. That's what Satya talks about. As long as I'm acting with ahimsa, and I find my truth inside, okay, so remember, my truthfulness comes from my top crown chakra, right? And then, my consideration comes from here. My truthfulness comes from my first chakra. Am I acting in synergy? Am I centered? And can I do this without wanting an outcome? Because the moment that you want a certain outcome, you're still trying to control.
And that's the thing, I don't believe I want anything from it, I just, that awkwardness that we know is there, and it's sad to say that, it's just because we have other issues that we're still trying to
By
fix.
speaking your truth, by saying, I feel very awkward, I need help in resolving the situation, please help me. That's very different. That's very different than saying, you said this and you said that, and I know because Tio Eloy told me, and I know, then that's different. But if you sit down and figure out the truth and say, I've dealt with this and I need some help here. I'm going through some issues. Would you please help me to understand? That's very different. That's very different. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I guess I haven't given it too much thought, because we already have other issues that we want to deal with, and this is a very old secret, I guess. It's just
Then you
kinda like-
have to come to your own truth. And your own truth, nobody can tell you. That's what Satya is. You are in truthfulness, and if it's going to hurt somebody, we have to trust. We have to have faith. You see, all our lives, we want to see, and then we'll believe. Here we have to believe, and then we will see. Okay, that's a whole nother paradigm. That's a whole nother world. Right? That's the difference between the 2%, which holds 98% of the world's wealth. The wealthiest people, that's how they believe. They believe that their ventures are going to work. And by golly, they do work most of the time, and if they don't work, they'll figure something out. But they make decisions based on beliefs. The poor man makes decisions based on proof. So, and my guru says to me, weigh your bank account with your ego.
You will not spend any money.
Huh?
You will not spend any money.
No, weigh your bank account with your
Oh, okay.
ego. In other words, if my bank account, if I'm acting all big and mighty and hotsy-totsy and I've got nothing to show for it,
Oh,
then I better weigh my bank account, with my ego. I better bring myself down to the level. Does that make sense? That's what my guru is always telling me that. Right? So it's like I have a coach, I have a guru, I have more than one coach. So we have to do that, okay? So do we understand Satya?
Yes.
Perfect. So what I want you to write is a time when you told the truth like she just did and it ended in a bad way. And then you're going to figure out, was it your place to tell the truth? If it ended in a bad way, obviously it wasn't. Right?
but if it ended with a good way.
If it ended in, no, I want to see the bad
Oh.
way. You're reflecting. This is a reflective exercise to reflect on that. Okay? Got it? Let's do some asana.